Was talking to the guys in the Unchained Action table a few days ago. That's the program where it's a membership program where I work with you every week personally. Caleb.top/UAT if you have any interest. And I gave them the number one problem of people who want to make a lot of money, who don't have a lot of money and want to make a lot of money, if that's you. And that's most of you. If you want to make more money than you're currently making now, there are two specific things that you need to do if you want to make more money. You got to do both of them. And what I have noticed, and I'm not the only person who've noticed this, is that most people who really put in the action and effort to make more money, most people want to make more money, don't do anything. So that's a third category. Okay. So most people want to make money. Well, I want to make more money. They don't get off their ass because they're list sigs. And they, but what if I make a mistake? I don't know how to do it. And they just don't do anything. And they sit on their butts. So that's most people. But the people actually put in some effort to make more money. Almost all these people do one of these two things. But you need to do both. You need to do both. So here's the first thing. The first thing is to completely overwhelm your mind and your subconscious with positive reinforcement of what you want. Affirmations, visualizations, setting goals, meditation, incantations, visualizations, all those things, all the secret stuff from the book, The Secret, the stupid book that I've never read it. Anyway, that stuff, that's really important. Matter of fact, the more hours that, well, I'll cover that in a second, jumping ahead of myself. So that, you need to do that. If you don't do that, you will either never make more money or it's going to be really hard. And you have all kinds of problems if you make the money, because I've seen that happen. You've got to do that to the necessary component. You can't skip that step. That's the first thing. The second thing is massive, 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 massive action. 9, 10, 11, 12 hours a day, 4, 5, 6 days a week, 7 days a week in some cases. Mass for months and months and months and months. And I've talked about this, especially when you want to make 7 figures. All the videos I've talked about where you want to make 7 figures, you have to sacrifice. You can't play video games. Sorry. You can't go to the gym 6 days a week. Sorry, you can't if you want to make 7 figures. You want to make 6 figures, you can, not 7. So massive, massive action and right action. Not thinking, by the way, thinking about your website is not action. Thinking about your niche is not action. You know what action means. Getting on the fucking phone, closing deals, setting shit up, marketing, serving clients and customers, social media, real action, tons of action, mountains of it. That's the second thing. So what most people want to make a lot of money do is they do one of those two things. So what some people do, and I know a lot of these people, and some of you are in this category, unfortunately, is you do item 1, you don't do item 2. So you think about it, and you write goals, and you read my book, and you get your mission and your vision, and you visualize, and you read the book, The Secret, and you meditate, you think about it, you meditate, meditate, meditate. I know guys just meditate all day long. And they visualize, and they do all this stuff with and they don't fucking do anything, and they never make any goddamn money because they're stupid. They're doing one, but they're not doing the other one. Then there are guys who do item 2, but they never or rarely do item 1. They just work and work and work and work and work and work and work, and there's no direction. They have goals maybe, but they have no mission. They have no visualizations. They don't write out what they want. They just, I want to make more money. And they work and they work and they work, and for some reason they never make the money. Or if they, in some rare cases, they do make the money, but it's all kinds of chaos. They have lawsuits. They file bankruptcy, they're back on their taxes, and they have all kinds of problems because they didn't do number 1. When you do number 1 and number 2, and you combine the two together, that's where you make a lot of money. About 8, 9, 10 months ago, I jacked up my work hours. And I was already working hard. Now I'm working really hard. But you know what else I also did? I also jacked up my number 1. I meditate twice a day now. First time in my life I've done this. Why? Because I'm working more. There's an old statement that I think is really apropos, and it says, you need to meditate once a day unless you're really, really, really busy, and in that case, you need to meditate twice a day. Accurate. If your goal is to make a lot of money, that's true. So I have jacked up my work hours, but I've also jacked up the amount of time I spend visualizing, listening to motivational audiobooks, visualizations, affirmations, reviewing your mission, reviewing your vision, all that stuff. You need to do both. Not one or the other, and put in hardcore action. 7, 8, 9, 10 hours a day, 11 hours a day, 5, 6, 7 days a week. Now, if you're not prepared to do these things, then don't worry about making more money. I hope you make at least $85,000 a year. I hope you make at least that. And if you want to be even safer, buy the book Freedom Fortress and follow that instruction. Those instructions is even more money. Well, I hope you make a decent amount of money if you don't want to do these things. I hope you're okay. I hope you're location dependent. I hope you don't live inside the collapsing West. Yeah, don't get me started on that shit. Cool? That's what you need to do. Those two things. Now, as of today, depending on you watch this video, you have one more day to get every course, every book, everything I've ever done in my entire life for a few $100. Today, Saturday, the deadline is tonight, midnight. So if you want in on that, there's links below. If you already have a bundle like that, there's a new bundle, a bundle of everything I've done this year. Everything I've done this year, like 6, 7, 8 things for like $200. Super cheap. But this all turns off tonight, Saturday at midnight. Click the link below, and that's it. I'll see you soon.